They said there wasn't enough room, but somehow, everyone else fit just fine. My name is Helen Brooks. I am 74 years old. And this is the Christmas that taught me how quietly a family can push you out, while smiling, as they do it. I used to love Christmas. Not the decorations, not the gifts, the people. For 38 years, I hosted Christmas dinner at my own home, in Vermont. Even after my husband passed, I kept the tradition alive. The same dining table, the same recipes, the same laughter echoing off the walls. I worked most of my life as a public school librarian, and maybe that's why traditions mattered so much to me. Books taught me that memories are fragile. Once broken, they don't always get rewritten. But last year, things were different. My eldest daughter Karen called me in early December. Her voice was overly cheerful. "Mom, we're doing Christmas dinner at my place this year." "Oh," I said, surprised. "That's new." She laughed. "Yeah, well, my house is closer for everyone." I waited. There was usually a pause where she'd say, "Of course you'll be there." It didn't come. After a moment, she cleared her throat. "Mom, the house is kind of small." I smiled into the phone. "Honey, you don't need much space for family." She hesitated. "Well, we already invited friends. And the dogs will be inside. And the kids want to decorate." I felt something tighten in my chest. So I said carefully, "Are you saying I'm not invited?" There it was. The silence. The kind that answers without words. "It's just this year," she said quickly. "We'll do something after Christmas, okay? After." As if love had an expiration date. I didn't argue. I never did. Later that evening, I saw photos online. Karen's living room filled with people. Friends laughing. Pets running around. A banner that read "Family and Friends Christmas Party." There was room. Just not for me. My son Mark didn't call. My youngest daughter Emily sent a short text. "Love you, Mom. Christmas is hectic this year." I sat alone in my small apartment surrounded by boxes I hadn't opened in years. Inside them were family heirlooms. Silverware passed down from my grandmother. Jewelry my mother wore to her own wedding. Ornaments older than all of us. Things meant to be shared. I touched each piece carefully. Not with anger. With clarity. I remembered all the Christmas mornings I cooked alone so they could sleep. All the sacrifices that never made it into stories. All the ways love quietly disappears when it's taken for granted. On Christmas Eve, I attended midnight service alone. The pastor spoke about giving, about generosity, about letting go. That night, I didn't cry. I decided. Christmas morning arrived quietly, and for the first time, no one was coming. My name is Helen Brooks. I am 74 years old. And this is the Christmas morning when silence spoke louder than words. I woke up early out of habit. For decades, Christmas morning meant noise, footsteps, laughter, the clatter of dishes, someone always asking where the coffee was. That morning there was only the sound of the radiator ticking. I made myself tea. 1 cup. No extra mugs on the counter. I checked my phone. No missed calls. No "Merry Christmas, Mom." No apologies dressed up as excuses. Instead, I opened social media. Karen had posted photos just minutes earlier. A crowded table. Friends raising glasses. Kids tearing open gifts. A caption that read, "So grateful for everyone who could make it." I stared at the word "everyone" for a long time. I turned away and opened the boxes again. The heirlooms. Each one had a story. The silver serving spoon my grandmother brought from Ireland. The pearl necklace my mother wore when she became a citizen. The crystal bowl that had held Christmas candy longer than I could remember. They were meant to be passed down to people who valued them. That's when the idea settled in my chest, not as anger but as calm. If I was no longer considered part of the family celebration, then these things no longer belonged to a family that didn't make space for me. I called a local charity, a women's shelter that supported mothers starting over. They answered on the second ring. "Yes," I said softly. "I have items to donate. Family pieces. I want them to be used, not stored." They were grateful, surprised, kind of. I spent the rest of the morning carefully packing each heirloom. I attached small handwritten notes. "May this remind you that you are not alone. May this serve a family that truly gathers." Before leaving, I did one last thing. I filled out the donation forms. Under "Donated by," I wrote Karen Brooks, Mark Brooks, Emily Brooks, all of them, not out of spite, out of truth. I wanted their names attached to generosity, even if they hadn't chosen it themselves. The volunteer who helped me didn't question it. "Family donation?" she asked. "Yes," I replied. "Very much so." When I returned home, my apartment felt lighter. Empty shelves. Quiet peace. That afternoon, messages finally came. Short ones, generic ones. "Merry Christmas, Mom." No mention of dinner. No invitation for later. I didn't respond. I didn't need to. That evening, I lit a candle and sat by the window. I wasn't lonely. I was resolved. They noticed the silence too late. and by then, the gifts were already gone. My name is Helen Brooks. I am 74 years old, and this is how Christmas finally spoke the truth. The first call came on December 26th. It was Karen. Her voice wasn't cheerful this time. Mom, did you donate the heirlooms? I didn't answer immediately. Yes, I said calmly. I did. There was a sharp inhale on the other end. You donated them, she repeated. All of them. Yes. Mark called next. Then Emily. Confusion. Shock. Then anger. You had no right, Mark said. That silver was supposed to be mine, Emily cried. You embarrassed us, Karen added. I listened. The same way I had listened for years. When they were busy, when they were tired, when I was convenient, I gave them away in your names, I said quietly. Silence. What? Karen whispered. I wrote your names on the donation forms, I continued. So the record would show generosity even if it came late. Emily snapped. That was cruel. I shook my head, though she couldn't see me. No, I said. Cruel is saying there's no room for your mother, and then posting photos of a full house. No one spoke. That afternoon, a local charity posted a thank you message online. They shared photos of the donated items being used. The caption read, "Grateful for the Brooks family's generous Christmas donation." Friends commented. Church members shared it. Someone tagged Karen. The messages came fast. That was so kind of your mom. Your family raised you right. Beautiful example of Christmas spirit. Karen came to my apartment that evening, alone. She looked smaller than usual. Why didn't you tell me you were hurt? She asked. I opened the door wider. I did, I said softly. You just didn't hear it. She sat on the couch. I didn't think it mattered that much. I sat across from her. That's the problem, I replied. I always mattered. Mark apologized days later. Emily sent flowers. None of it erased what happened, but it acknowledged it. I didn't ask for the heirlooms back. I didn't want them. They were already serving families who made space. That Christmas changed things. Not overnight, but permanently. Now, invitations come with care, not obligation. And if I'm ever told there's no room again, I already know what to do. I am Helen Brooks. I wasn't invited to Christmas dinner, but I still gave a gift. True. YouTube-style ending. If Helen's story touched your heart, remember this. Family isn't about space, it's about priority. Respect doesn't disappear with age. Giving can also be a boundary. Like this video if you believe elders deserve respect. Subscribe for more real-life emotional stories. Turn on the bell so you never miss a story that matters. Thank you for watching. And if someone crossed your mind while listening, maybe make room for them this Christmas.